Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and today we are going to save some money again by replacing the engine filter on the notorious 2020 Corolla. Now this is something you can easily do yourself, so let's get into it, shall we? So what does a car engine filter do? Well, your engine has to take in outside air in order to combust fuel. If the air that gets sucked into your engine is dirty or contaminated, it will basically choke your car, decreasing your fuel efficiency and perhaps lead to other things that are far more serious. So we want to keep our engine breathing in as clean as possible. So when do we have to replace it? They say around every 15 to 25,000 kilometers, but realistically it depends on the environment you usually drive in. For example, if you drive on dirt roads all the time, you may need to check it more often. But in reality, I'll just open it up when it's time, just to see if it's dirty. If so, I will make the call to replace it. In the 2020 Corolla, the engine filter compartment is usually found on the right side. Generally, just look for a big box next to your engine. Now, obviously make sure the engine is off. There are two latches on one side. Reach in and unlatch them both. Tilt and pull it out slightly to release it from the slots on the opposite side. You can reach in and carefully remove that old filter. As you can see here, the OEM filter looks not too bad. Usually I'll find bits of fluff or dead leaves. To some extremes, it could be completely dark with filth. I know some of you might be thinking, could you simply just take a vacuum to it? Maybe, it could save a lot of money. But in a practical sense, probably not a good idea for the long run. The dirt gets trapped pretty good in those fibers. Usually I'll go with the color as an indicator, or if it's been in there for a long time. I'll replace this one anyway. Now I went with a more budget-friendly replacement. If you can afford a more brand name filter, then by all means go for it. This brand is from FRAM, which could be found pretty much everywhere, even your local Walmart. But for some reason, the 2020 Corolla filter is really hard to find. I had to order this from Amazon. The model number is CA12289, and this is for the 1.8 liter Corolla. You gotta check your car model because quite often these car filters are a specific fit for your engine. Here's a side-to-side comparison between the FRAM replacement and the OEM car filter made by Denso. Obviously, the Denso filter is higher quality. There are more fins allowing more debris to be filtered out. So when I first get a new engine filter, right out of the box I inspect it thoroughly, making sure everything is nicely stuck together. It's super important to check between the fins and shake it out a little bit. You don't want anything like loose paper or something being sucked into your engine. Since it is a budget filter, the edges of the rubber frame is not as clean looking. Now a lot of people won't pay any attention to these details and just throw in the replacement. For me, I'll scrutinize everything. I don't want to take the chance of these little bits tearing off into the engine. I'll simply take some scissors and remove them. Now inspect them again, making sure those bits are not stuck anywhere on the filter. Now to install it, it's basically the reverse. It may be a good idea now to take a vacuum in and around the compartment. Make sure the filter is seated flat inside and facing up in the right direction. I'll give it a little wiggle because it should be a perfect fit. Then finally slide the cover back on and align it with the two slots. Then push down and relatch it. You should now be good to go. Super easy. If you like this video, hit that like button, comment below, and if you enjoyed my content, please consider subscribing to this humble YouTube channel. Alright, cheers guys.